And joining us to discuss this is Baudoin-Laarman, Doctors Without Borders Communications Manager. Thank you for your time today. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
What is the current situation like in Gaza right now?
The situation is truly catastrophic in Gaza right now. Only 16 out of 36 hospitals are partially functioning. People are dying of communicable diseases as well as war-related injuries. As a humanitarian organization, we're not able to do our work properly. In short, we're running out of hospitals because between evacuation orders, like attacks on hospitals, and other factors, essentially, we're not able to cater to all the needs of the population.
How is this affecting women needing to give birth?
I'm glad that you asked this question because the situation in Gaza, with all the displaced, 1.9 million out of 2.2 millions, is affecting also like every aspect of life. There are shortages of medicine, but also there isn't enough space for women to give birth. So MSF has a primary healthcare clinic in Gaza and is working from the Emirati Hospital in Rafah in the south of Gaza City, and that's important because there isn't enough space in delivery rooms for women to give birth. So women are being turned away and have to give birth under tents sometimes because they have been displaced once, maybe twice, maybe more times since the beginning of the war. Women who do manage to find space in delivery rooms are given 2 hours to rest afterwards, or 6 hours after a C-section. So it's very little time to recover from giving birth in very difficult conditions, and to only then have to return to a refugee camp, maybe like a tent made out of a plastic tarp or out of some plywood. So situation is difficult for pregnant women as well.
I would imagine that would put the babies at risk as well.
Yes, absolutely. It's just that there are shortages for everything in Gaza right now. So there isn't enough medicine, there isn't enough hygiene kits, enough like a medicine for newborns, or food for newborns. So that puts the babies at risks. The risks of miscarriages are higher. MSF provides care, like postpartum care for women. For the most part, women are able to give birth, obviously, but just in such drastic conditions that it's very traumatizing for both them and the baby.
What about aid shipments headed for Gaza? Is enough getting through?
Not at all. As you may know, before the war, there were about 500 trucks of aid already going in. And at this point, we're dealing with 50 to 130 trucks a day, despite conditions that are much worse. We're running out of superlatives to describe the situation on the ground in Gaza. People are dying from, war-related injuries, such as, burns from explosions or fractures. From airstrikes or being shot at, but also people are dying from communicable diseases like bronchitis or diarrhea out of from the dehydration. And all this situation, all this could be avoided were there enough aid going in, mainly, and were there a ceasefire. So really, that's the most important part right now in Gaza, is that we need a ceasefire to let the aid in, to allow humanitarian aid and medical care to happen, and for people to be able to recover.
All right, that is our time. We'll have to leave it there. Baudoin-Laarman, MSF Doctors Without Borders Communications Manager in Palestine. We thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you.